Have you ever had this happen? You sit down, you're totally ready to work on that one big thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have the report, the strategy, whatever it is. And then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, your mind is just gone.
It's completely vaporized. You're scrolling. You're checking a notification you swore was important.
And the whole state of focus is just gone.
It's probably the most common trap there is. And we all tell ourselves the same story, right? Like, I'm just not disciplined enough. Or, there must be something wrong with me.
That's the exact narrative we need to just throw out. The source material for this deep dive, it reframes the whole thing.
It asks a much better question.
Yeah, is losing focus actually a moral flaw? Or is it just an untaught skill?
I mean, think about it. We spent, 12, 16 years in school?
Right.
We learned math, history, science. But was there ever a class on how to actually manage your own attention?
No, never. You were just told pay attention or stop staring out the window.
Exactly. You're judged on a skill you were never, ever trained to build.
So the problem isn't us. It's the lack of instruction, which leads to the real mission for today.
Right.
Who or what has been training us very systematically to be an expert in distraction?
It's a huge question.
It is. So today, we're going to dive into that. We'll reveal the sharking costs of one interruption. That's the 23-minute tax. We'll look at the brain science. And then, most importantly, we'll lay out a 5-step path to get that control back.
The path of the orb of light.
The path of the orb of light. But first, let's talk about what real focus even feels like.
Yes, those peak moments, we've all had them.
Totally. Time just disappears. You're deep in a project, or maybe you're just having a great conversation and everything else it melts away. You feel unstoppable.
The source material calls that your superhero mode. And in that moment, you really are.
A better version of yourself.
Exactly. And the difference between that superhero and the person who feels scattered isn't the mind itself. It's how you manage what they call the light of attention.
I love that analogy. It immediately makes me think of the magnifying glass.
Ah, yes. The classic example.
We've all done it, right? You're a kid in the sun. The sunlight itself is incredibly powerful, but if it's just spread out over a leaf,
nothing happens. It's just warm. But when you take that same energy and you focus it,
you gather that light into a single point.
You get fire. You get power. The leaf isn't weak. The energy was just dispersed. And that's the key. Your potential doesn't come from having more energy than someone else.
It comes from knowing how to gather the light you already have.
That's it.
So how does the source material actually define focus? How do we gather it?
It's defined pretty simply as the ability to direct your perception, your consciousness, onto one single thing for a while.
And when it drifts, which it's going to.
It is absolutely going to. The skill isn't preventing the drift. It's using just a little bit of willpower, without any shame, to just gently pull it back.
Which brings us to the core concept, the orb of light.
This is the visualization that changes everything, because trying to fight your entire mind is, it's impossible.
It feels like trying to stop the ocean.
Right. But what you realize is, it's not the whole mind that's the problem. It's your attention.
The orb.
The orb. Picture your attention as this bright orb of light, and it just sweeps across all the rooms in your mind. Worries, memories, to-do lists.
Okay.
The goal isn't to get rid of the rooms. The goal is to learn how to keep the orb still, shining on just one thing. Distraction is just that orb moving around really, really fast.
And when that orb is moving constantly, there's a real cost. Let's move from the metaphor to the hard data.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we are living, as the source says, in a time where distraction is an industry.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it charges a daily tax. There's this incredible research from UC Irvine.
This is the one I was waiting for.
They tracked people doing complex work, and they found that after a single interruption, an email, a tap on the shoulder, it took an average of 23 minutes to get back to the same level of focus.
23 minutes? That number is just... it's staggering.
It's huge.
So the interruption isn't the real cost, it's the recovery time.
The recovery is the tax. You think, I'll just take a quick peek at this message, and bam! You've just spent nearly half an hour of your life getting back to where you were.
So if you get interrupted, say, 10 times in a workday, which feels low, actually.
That's very low for most people.
That's almost 4 hours. Just gone. You've lost half your day to the recovery tax.
So when you say I don't have enough time, what you might actually mean is my time is leaking through the cracks of my attention.
And it's not just our time. It's our brains. Our environment is actively training us to be, worse at this.
Yes. Let's talk about the neurophysical costs, starting with just your desk.
My desk. Okay, I'm looking at it now, and It's not great. There are papers, a couple of mugs. Does that really matter if I'm just looking at my screen?
It absolutely matters. Sources from PubMed show that all that visual clutter, it's a cognitive load.
What does that mean?
It means every one of those objects, the pen, the notepad, the old receipt, is in a subconscious competition for your brain's resources.
So even if I'm not looking at them, my brain is sort of fighting a tiny battle in the background over what to pay attention to.
Yes, you're making it harder to focus before you even start. You have to clear what they call the plane of attention. A messy desk is literally a self-imposed distraction machine.
Wow. Okay. And then there's the big one, the thing we all think we're good at.
Multitasking.
The great myth of modern work.
The biggest myth. Specifically what the research calls media multitasking. You know, laptop open, phone buzzing on the desk, watch lighting up.
That's just a Tuesday.
For most of us, yeah. But studies have found a really scary correlation between high levels of media multitasking and actual physical changes in the brain.
Okay, hold on. Physical changes, we're not talking about bad habits anymore. We're talking about brain structure.
That's right. The research showed a link to lower gray matter density in a really important area called the anterior cingulate cortex, the ACC.
And what does the ACC do?
It's basically your brain's CEO for attention. It handles focus, impulse control, emotional regulation.
So if we have less gray matter there, are you saying we are physically making ourselves worse at focusing?
That is the terrifying conclusion. You're not just being inefficient in the moment, you are structurally training your brain to be less capable of gathering that orb of light in the future.
Okay, this is stark. We're being trained by an industry to be distracted, we're paying a 23-minute tax for every slip-up, and we're potentially damaging our brains.
That sounds bleak.
It does. But there has to be a way to fight back, a clear path.
There is, and the source material is very direct about this. It says focus isn't just a productivity hack, it's a way of life.
I like that, because money, reputation, you can get those back.
Right, but a day where your mind was just in the clouds, you can't get a refund on that time. It's just gone.
So let's get practical. How do we start? There are 5 steps. What's step 1?
Step 1 is simple. You just have to locate your current status, the assessment.
Figure out where you are right now.
Exactly. On a scale of 0 to 10, how's your focus today? Just be honest. Focus is a muscle. Before you can strengthen it, you have to know how strong it is right now.
No judgment, just data. I like that. Okay, step 2.
Step 2 is the actual workout. Practice pulling the orb back.
How?
Pick one task, reading, writing, anything, and commit to just 10 minutes. Not an hour, just 10.
Okay.
Every single time you notice your mind has wandered, and you just silently say a word to yourself, something like back, and you gently guide your attention back to the task.
And the key word there is gently.
Crucial. You can't get mad at yourself. Your mind is supposed to wander. The skill isn't not wandering. The skill is the calm, gentle retrieval.
So if I say back 50 times in 10 minutes, that's not a failure.
That's 50 successful reps. You just did 50 mental push-ups. You're getting stronger.
That reframes everything. Okay, step 3.
One task at a time. We have to kill the multitasking myth in our own lives.
Embrace what the source calls tunthic. Mindfulness.
Right. If you're writing an email, you are an email writer. That's all you are in that moment. If you're eating lunch, just eat lunch. It's about being fully present with one thing.
I am a writer right now. That's a powerful little identity shift. Okay, step 4 connects back to what you said earlier.
Clear the plane of attention.
The desk.
The desk. Physically clean your workspace. Get rid of the competing stimuli. Make your environment an ally in this fight, not another enemy. It makes the orb's job so much easier.
I'm like clearing a runway before takeoff.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, step 5. This one has a few parts.
Yes. Step 5 is about relaxing the busy mind. There are 3 keys to this.
What's the first one?
First, reset your body. Before you start a block of deep work, do 4 cycles of the 4-7-8 breathing technique. It's a physiological signal to your nervous system that it's safe to calm down.
Okay, so reset the body. What's the second key?
Clear your mental RAM. Find one tiny, nagging, unfinished task that's been causing you a little stress sending that one email, making that one call, and just do it. Get it done.
Close the open loop. Because that stuff just hums in the background, draining energy.
It drains so much energy. Close the loop. And the third key is, it's a bit counterintuitive.
Okay.
Schedule your distractions.
Wait, schedule them. Isn't that like rewarding the bad behavior?
It seems like it, but the mechanism is really clever. When a random worry or idea pops into your head, don't just say
What
later.
do you do?
You give it a specific appointment. You say, okay, I will worry about X at 4:19 p.m. today.
Yeah.
And what the research shows is that, curiously, when the distraction has an official time slot, your brain is much less likely to bring it up again beforehand. You've contained it.
You've turned a random intruder into a scheduled meeting.
I th-
That's brilliant.
So those are the steps. And when you put it all together, you realize the deeper meaning here.
It's not just about productivity.
Not at all. The source calls focus a form of love. When you place your full, undivided attention, your entire orb of light on something or someone,
You allow it to bloom.
you allow it to bloom. The true superpower isn't moving fast. It's the ability to stay still with what matters for longer.
So every time you pull that orb back, you're not just finishing a task. You're taking back a piece of your own life.
Yes. The person who maintains their light becomes bright. Not just smart, but radiating a kind of clarity. The clarity of someone living on purpose.
It's a powerful idea. Let's end with that final thought that really frames this whole deep dive. From Marcus Aurelius.
The most powerful mind expander is the ability to study systematically.
So go out and systematically study your own attention. Reclaim your 23 minutes. And maybe help someone else reclaim their day. And then their life.